Welcome students to the second class on fractions. Hope you have understood what we did in the previous class. In the previous class I have introduced you what do we mean by the term fractions, and then another term, what are equivalent fractions, and we did some sums from the first exercise of the chapter. That was just the beginning part of it. Today in my second class I would continue with the exercise, and we'll be working on how to convert, how to get equivalent fractions according to the required denominator and numerator. So we'll continue with that. Alright. So I'm continuing with the exercise. We have done in the previous class till question number 4. Now your textbooks are with you and the exercise is on page 60, right? So I'm continuing with question number 5. I'll try to take up each, as I said, from each question I'll take up some subparts with you, so that you will know what are the steps and what is the methodology of doing the questions. Alright. So I'm starting with question number 5 today. We'll do little quickly because this chapter is very extensive chapter. There are a lot of exercises. Roughly 10 exercises are there. So we'll cover a little bit more of the part today. Question number 5. Now, question number 5 reads like this. Which of the following are the pairs of equivalent fractions? If we have to compare two fractions and we have to tell whether they are equivalent or not. Now, equivalent fractions, what are equivalent fractions? Children, last time what we did, what are equivalent fractions? Equivalent fractions are the fractions which have the same value. If you have any difficulty in understanding what are equivalent fractions, you should see my first video again. So it will be very clear to you. Alright. So, which of the following are the pair of equivalent fractions? It's question number 5. And I am taking up two parts. The third subpart, which is 9 by 16 and 3 by 4. Alright, very easy to find out. We'll find out the cross product. If you multiply numerator of first fraction and the denominator of second fraction, that is first cross product. Well, it is 9 into 4, 36. And the second case, numerator of the second multiplied by the denominator of the first. And I call it as second cross product. Alright children. So 3 into 16, which is 48. Now, if the cross products are same, then they are equivalent fractions. If the cross products are not same, then they are not equivalent fractions. Since the cross products are not same, so we'll write down it's not equivalent. These two fractions are not equivalent. Very easy, right? So we'll just take the cross products. First cross product, numerator of first multiplied by denominator of second, and the second cross product. If they are same, they are equivalent. If they are not same, product is not same, they are not equivalent. I'll take one more question. Subpart. That is the sixth subpart. 5 by 12 and 35 by 84. Again, I'll find out what is first cross product. I'll find out first cross product. You will do in the same way in your notebook. 5 into 84. Let's multiply. 5 4 times is 20. 2 carried over. 5 8 times is 40. 4 2 0. I'll find out the second cross product also. Make sure that you write all this, children. Do not avoid written work, because more you write, more you understand. So, second cross product, it is 12 into 35 or 35 into 12, no matter which order we write. 12 5 times is 60, 6 carried over. 12 3 times is 36, 36 plus 6 is 420. Alright. Now in this case, both are same. So yes, they are equivalent fractions. What is your answer? Equivalent fractions. Got it? Alright. So in the same way you will do the remaining questions of this part. Okay, now I am taking another question. Question number 6. Now I will take one part of these so that we can do a little quickly. Now question number 6. These are all questions which you get in section A in your examination, which is for 1 or 2 marks. So these type of questions you get in the examination for 1 or 2 marks. So question number 6. What does it say? Write an equivalent fraction of, I am taking second part, 7 by 9 with numerator. Well children, for numerator I write abbreviation NR so that it's easier and we can save one time. So 7 by 9 with numerator 42. Now the question says I have to change this fraction to an equivalent fraction. Its value should be same but the numerator should be 42. Now if numerator is still 42, now we have to multiply 7 by a certain number so that it becomes 42. Now by what number you will multiply 7 so that is 42? By 6. Since we cannot change the value of the fraction, we have to multiply both numerator and denominator by 6. So equivalent, for this also I am taking little abbreviation. Equivalent fraction is 7 multiplied by 6 and also 9 multiplied by 6. So it is 42 by 50. Both numerator and denominator, if multiplied or divided by the same natural number, you will get the equivalent fraction. So in this case, we have to multiply numerator and denominator. Right? In question number 7, we have to again find equivalent fraction, but the question is slightly different. Here, it is 24 by 56 and you have to make an equivalent fraction with denominator 7. Now here also children, I will write abbreviated form of denominator as DR. Denominator 7. Now it is smaller, equivalent fraction. So if we have to get an equivalent fraction whose numerator and denominator are smaller, obviously we have to divide to get the smaller number. Now by what number you will divide 56 to get 7? If you can do orally, mental maths, 8 times is 56, right? So if you divide 56 by 8, I'll write here, equivalent fraction is, I'll divide 56 by 8, I should get 7. So I will divide both numerator and denominator by 8. Right? So what do you get? 3 by 7. So equivalent fraction is 3 by 7. So I am sure since you know, you have understood what are equivalent fractions, you will know that we can multiply also both and we can divide also to get the equivalent fraction. In fact, it can be two-step also, like it is in the next question. Now in the 6th question we were multiplying. In the 7th question we are dividing. Now see, there is a difference in question number 8. I am taking second part. I have to form an equivalent fraction for 75 by 90 with denominator 42 with denominator 40. Now here is a little slightly trickier question. Now obviously 90 directly divided by, even if you divide by 2, it would be 45, it would not be 42. So first we will reduce it. Now here you have to apply a little bit of logic. First we change it into little simpler form, smaller value. Both of these are multiples of 15. So we divide by 15. Divided by 15. Both numerator and denominator divided by 15. 5 by 6. Now even 5 by 6 is equivalent to 75 by 90 because it's equivalent. I've just divided. But since I want denominator 42, first I have divided. Now I'll multiply so that I get denominator 42. So by what number you multiply the denominator to get 42 children? I can do it here only. I have less space, but you will do it after this, underneath that, one step after the other, right? And first step you will make this symbol, arrowhead. As I told you earlier, arrowhead is first step, don't make equal to sign. For steps, arrowhead is a symbol. So now I will multiply both 5 numerator and denominator both by 7. So it is 35 by 42. So my answer is equivalent fraction is 35 by 42. Final answer should always be written and then underline. Your presentation of work, how it should be, is also very important. Always underline your answers, final answers. Always underline it, right? Underline work and all will be done with the black pen. Okay. Well, so now lot of questions on equivalent fractions. How to know whether the fractions are equivalent, how to convert to equivalent fractions of the desired numerator and denominator, like all these combinations we have done. Let's see what is next there. Question number 9. Question number 9 says, write the missing numerals in the placeholders. So easy. Now I am sure you can do orally. Alright, I'll take two parts. 3 by 4, 18 and a block. And I'll say third part also. 42 by 70. This is the blank. Right? Now, the both are equivalent. They should be equivalent. So 3 orally you can do it, but till 3 into 6 is 18. So we'll multiply 4 into 6 also. So what should be the blank number? 24. Value should not change, it should be equivalent, right? Now here numerator is smaller, right? So we have to divide here. So 42, 14. If you divide 42 by 14, you get 3. So we'll divide both numerator and denominator by 14. What do you get? 5. Right? So that is how you can fill in the blanks in this case. And the last question of the exercise which I take up is question number 11, which says, what fraction of a day is 9 hours? What fraction of a day is 9 hours? I have to tell in a day, what is that fraction of 9 hours? So you have to take 9 hours, I have to express 9 hours as a fraction of a day. Well, a day has how many hours? A day has how many hours? A day is equivalent to 24 hours. A day has 24 hours. So I have to tell that 9 hours is how many parts of 24 hours. So it would be just 9 upon 24. Reduce, that is divide by the common factor. It is both reducible by 3, so I am dividing orally by 3. 3 by 8. Well, what is the fraction of 9 hours to a day? It is 3 by 8. So 9 hours is 3 by 8 of a day. 9 hours is 3 by 8 parts of a day. Right? Is it clear, children? So, well, you know that as last time also, that whichever exercise I am doing, you will continue to do it in your classwork notebook. Since it's a little lengthy chapter, so you'll have to do a little bit extra work this time. I'm taking up now the second part of the chapter also, second exercise also, and it is how to express fractions in the simplest form, right? So to express, now there are a lot of methods of expressing in the simplest form. This is one of the method which I have done here. Simplest form means that there is no common factor, that is their HCF, common factor of both numerator and denominator should be 1. Then it is in the simplest form. That means they cannot be reduced further, they cannot be divided by the same number further. Then it is said it is expressed in simplest form. There are a number of ways of doing it. This is one of the method, which is dividing by the common factor. And it can be there can be lot of steps in doing it, right? This is one of the methods. We can be using that. There are other methods also. So that is my next step, next heading. To express fractions in the simplest form. Well, since equivalent fractions you have seen, we can multiply and divide. So when we express in the simplest form, fractions in simplest form, heading is fractions. That should be the heading for the next part in the notebook also. Fractions in simplest form. So if we divide both numerator and denominator by their HCF, then we'll get the fraction in the simplest form. And if we have to tell whether the fraction is in simplest form, then the HCF of both numerator and denominator should be 1. That means no other common factor. Highest common factor is 1. Very, very simple. In HCF you all know how to take out. So that is a method which I am going to follow. I am taking directly exercise 4B, and in that question only I will be explaining you how to change it the simplest form. So exercise 4B. For those children who have difficulty in finding HCF, we will be doing HCF method. To find HCF also there are two methods. One is division method and one is prime factorization method. So one or two questions I do by HCF method, one or two questions I do by prime factorization method. How to reduce by finding HCF by division method, and how to reduce by finding HCF by prime factorization method. Very clearly the difference should be known. The terms should be clear to you, because these terms we keep on using in our studies. So long division method, let's see. Question number 1 says, which of the following fractions are in simplest form? Now here we don't have to change to the simplest form, we have to just tell whether it is in simplest form or not. To tell whether it is in simplest form or not, HCF should be 1. So in this case I will proceed by division method to find HCF. I'll take up say sub part 6, I'll take two sub parts, 23 by 92 and maybe 8 sub part 91 by 114. And first I'll find the HCF. Okay, division method, HCF, pay attention. In the division method, write the bigger one, bigger of the two numbers here, and 23. And 23 would go how many times 92? Would go 3 times. 9, 6. Subtract. 12 minus 9 is 3 and 8 minus, it goes 4 times. Actually it goes 4 times only directly. Use the 8, 9. So that means 23 itself is the HCF of the two numbers, right? So, and you have to tell it is in simplest form or not. Since if HCF is 1, then it is in simplest form. Since HCF is 23, it is not in simplest form. Both numerator and denominator will be divisible by 23. So, since this is a symbol for since, HCF of numerator and denominator is 23. It's not in simplest form. Always try to write your answers properly. Answer the question. Whatever the question says, your answer should be in that statement. Always. Okay, let's try the next one. Okay, the next one, 91 by, I'm again finding it's here. 114, 91, once, 91, 3, 11 minus 9 is 2. Well, the divisor of the previous step becomes the dividend, 91. Okay, so it would go 3 times, 9, 6, 11 minus 9 is 2, and this is sorry, yes, 8 minus 6. Somewhere I think I have gone wrong. I have copied question. 91 by 114. Ones 11. 4 1 and 11 minus 9 is 2. 91. Alright, let's continue. This is 23. It is ones. Okay. Well, further it would be subtracted 22 only, which I have not been able to write there. This is 22, 1, 22 directly I am writing. So, well, the last divisor is the HCF. It is 1. So, since, what is it? I was just checking whether I have made any calculation or not. So, it's not there. Since HCF is 1, it's in simplest form. Alright children. So, this is how you decide whether the fractions are in simplest form or not. By long division method, HCF. Now, the second question, there are only 2 questions in this exercise. Now, for this exercise, I will give the assignment. You can do the even questions, right? So that you are able to do even questions for both. So, I am reducing this exercise work to half. Alright. So, I will do second question. And what is the second question? Reduce each of the following fractions to its lowest terms. Well, I am rubbing this off. And I will take children 2 questions to reduce to simplest form. Because there will be 2 or more questions, because I will do it by 2 different methods. Question number 2. And page number is page 64. To reduce to simplest form, third part, 38 and 95. I am writing the method which I use. There are 2 different methods. This is by HCF method. To reduce to simplest form by finding HCF. Alright. HCF will do by long division method. 95, 3, 8. 2 times 6, 7. 15 minus 6, 9, 19, 38. 2 times 38. The last divisor is the HCF. So this is the HCF. So we'll divide both numerator and denominator by the HCF. Divide both numerator and denominator by the HCF. It is 2 and this is 5. So what is the fraction in simplest form? Answer in simplest form it is, what is the answer? 2 by 5. This is by HCF method. Right? It's same as the first question. I am taking one more question. Say fifth part. And it is 85 by 153. Again by HCF method. 2 parts I am taking by HCF method. So 153 and divisor is 85. The smaller of the two numbers is divisor and the bigger one is dividend. It goes once. Subtract. So 13 minus 5 gives 8 and 14 minus 8 gives 6. Now 85 becomes the divisor. Dividend. Once 68. Now from 15 borrow. 15 minus 8 is 7 and borrowed 117. Well, 68. 17 4 times is 68. So the last divisor is the HCF. So what is the HCF here? 17 is the HCF. So divide both numerator and denominator by HCF. 5 times, 9 times. So what's the answer? What is in simplest form? Answer, it's in simplest form 5 by 9 children. 5 by 9 children. Now what is this method? This is by finding HCF. Find HCF and then divide by HCF both numerator and denominator. You will be able to reduce to simplest form. The other method which I'll take one part of that, is by prime factorization method. But I think this is easier. I would prefer that you do by this method only, but I'll just guide you as to the other method also. You should do it also. So question number 2, and now the method is prime factorization method. Name of method is prime factorization method. Prime factorization method. I'll take one question here. Question number say which one I'm taking? 5th there. I'll take first easier. 45 and 54. To find prime factors. I'm writing here. This is all you're working. Prime factors. How to find prime factors? Divide the numbers by prime numbers. First, the smallest prime number. So these are the prime factors of 45. 54. Divide by the smallest prime number first. Then by the next one. Again by the next one. So these are the prime factors of 54. And these are the prime factors of 45. Prime numbers which are factors, so they are prime factors. So 45 can be written as 3 into 3 into 5, and 54 can be written as 2 into 3 into 3 into 3. So the ones which are common Just cancel out those which are the common factors. 3, 3. What is remaining? 1, 5 and 2 and 3, 6. So this is the simplest form. This is also very easy. So it is reduced to simplest form. Take a bigger one. Want to take a bigger one? Or I think you can do on your own, children. Now you have understood. So for assignment, which I am telling you, well, you have to, this is your assignment, children, which I am writing here. Exercise 4A. You will do full exercise in your notebook. And exercise 4B, you will do all even subparts. Even subparts. Even subparts. And here the method which you will adopt would be in the second question, that is to change to the simplest form. I have taught you two methods. One is HCF method and one is prime factorization method. So that I will leave to you, that you can do half of the questions by HCF method and half of the questions by prime factorization method. Alright, children. So you quickly finish this work. I'll give you a day's time to do it, and once you have done it, it would be like we can continue further. In my next video, I'll be continuing with the further very different types of fractions and all. We'll continue with that. Till then, children, take care. God bless you.